Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Royal High Society. Why, we are celebrating the coronation of King Charles III. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching my videos so far. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the recent coronation of King Charles III. All right, let's get to it. So we all know that King Charles III was recently coronated after the sad demise of his mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II. And together with countless others, I quickly went into the internet and spiraled down the watching of various documentaries and videos about the royal family. There is no doubt that Queen Elizabeth had her strengths and her flaws, but one thing remains true, and that is she has left a legacy that will live on for many, many years to come. One particular documentary I watched was of the ascension of Queen Elizabeth to the throne after the passing of her father, and it gave me a deeper look into how it changed the dynamics of her young marriage to the late Prince Philip. But before I get into that, don't forget to like and share the videos that you're watching so that others can enjoy as much as you are. Okay, so back to the topic of the day. Most of the documentaries that I watched really focused on how Elizabeth's ascension to the throne affected her and her family life. Very few documentaries, if any, focus on what Prince Philip must have felt or experienced at the ascension of his wife to the throne. 1. Prince Philip had to give up his budding Navy career. Prince Philip was in the Navy and a very decorated Navy officer at that. His passion was just to serve in the Royal Navy. And that's what they were doing, by the way, before Queen Elizabeth's dad died. Once a person is made king or queen, their spouse must stop whatever occupation they are doing and now fully dedicate themselves to serving the country in the queen or the king's service. Secondly, Prince Philip had to give up the right of his children having his last name. Can you imagine that? You see, the royal family has a last name, and this last name is Windsor. In this case, the wife of the family is the queen, the monarch, the sovereign of the whole nation or empire. These children, naturally, whenever they are born, they would take the dad's name. But in this case, because the queen is the sovereign, then they were to take the queen's name, and that is Windsor. Can you imagine having to give up that privilege? Because the children come from the father's line, right? But because of this special circumstance, he had to accept his children taking on the Windsor name. Lastly, Prince Philip was to serve the queen, his wife. He was now the liege and dedicated his entire life into her service. He would forever walk a few paces behind the queen in public functions and appearances. So you can imagine this must have been quite an adjustment for him and also the queen, because I mean, how do you reconcile the two?
The man is the head, and now the queen is the head, but she's the head of the country, but you're supposed to be the head of the home, but in public, she's your head.
So many heads! And I'm sure that they had their fair share of tiffs and uncomfortable conversations back at home in the Buckingham Palace, just as they tried to settle into this new dynamic that their family had just slid into. Prince Philip made the decision to step back and let his wife shine. Friends, he let her do her thing without any malice, without any degradation back at home at the end of the day. He allowed her to just do her thing. He stood by her side and gave her wise counsel over the period of her reign, and for the more than 50 years that they were married, they seemed so happy together. They still had mutual respect. The moral here is that marriage is not a competition. It's a collaboration. We are partners working together for a common goal, for a common purpose. So husband, if your wife is shining, allow her to do so. Take a step or two back. Be her support. Give her wise counsel. Even if it means sacrificing a thing or two to allow her to flourish, then do that, because you are partners, you're working together. When she succeeds, you succeed. When she fails, you also fail. Wives, be the same for your husbands. When your husband's star is shining, my friends, step back, be his support. When he comes home from work, make sure that there's a peaceful environment at home for him to wind down and to relax. Be his counsel. Pray for him. Hold him up in prayer. The streets are hard. We have to fight every single time we step out of our door. We are fighting to provide for our families, for ourselves, for our extended family, for our future, for our career progression, for our businesses to work out. We are consistently fighting every single day. Can you imagine having to fight outside there and then coming back home to again fight with your spouse? Marriage is not a competition. It's a collaboration. Work together. And please, allow your partner to shine. If it's his turn, let him do his thing. Support him. If it's her turn, let her do her thing. Support her. Alright, that's it from me, guys. Until next time, cheers!